We'll start it out with the Divas here. Divas champion Paige is going to be going up against Nikki Bella and AJ Lee in a three-way for the Divas championship. It's hard for me to say that a match containing Paige and AJ Lee is a match that isn't really being looked at as going to be that great. And I don't think the real reason is because Nikki Bella's been added into the fray. I think if anything, to make this match better, Nikki Bella being added into it might have brought a little bit more of attraction to this match. Honestly, if you really think about it, I thought that AJ and Paige was going to be the savior of the Divas division. So many times we've seen this belt defended in matches just girls you don't want to see wrestle. I mean, Beth Phoenix was a great champion, and off the top of my head, she was the last champion that I really remember holding the Divas title that I really cared about seeing her matches. The gone are the days of Melina and Mickie James and just other girls that really could go get in the ring and go. For the longest time, WWE has been pushing out, these sort of Barbie doll girls that just can't do it. I mean, like, Maurice was a good wrestler in my mind. Alicia Fox I really liked watching wrestle. Eve Torres was an awesome wrestler. Even Candice Michelle was somebody that I like seeing wrestle, that honestly, when she first came in, she first started, was garbage. And she just, just blossomed in by the end, of the time of her contract when they let her go. Was, I think, one of the best wrestlers that they had that I liked watching inside of the ring as far as the Divas go. And, after seeing all of this, Paige comes along with a whole bunch of hype coming out of NXT. AJ's been, the wrestler that's been there for a while. We finally get to see these girls mixed up. And, it's go time, and in my mind, those matches just honestly haven't delivered. The whole Divas division for this last month since SummerSlam, to me, just really hasn't delivered. I remember making my SummerSlam hype up video, just basically talking about how on fire the Divas division was, and in 1 month, they've just killed it with this Bella's feud. It's a feud that they're hyping up a reality TV show, which I think a lot more people that follow wrestling will watch than like to admit. I really think that Total Divas is a good show. Every time I sit down and watch it, I don't know why I haven't watched episode 1 or episode 2 of season 3. I like to put it off saying that I just didn't have the time to do it, but honestly, I got a lot of time to do a lot of crap, and I just didn't do it. And I love the show, but to me, that if they're going to tell WWE, that they want a Bellas versus Bellas feud, if they want a Funkadactyls feud, to try and bring more interest into the show, they're ruining their own television show, trying to make somebody else's television show better. This is just a feud that they should have seen the writing on the wall and just scrapped this. In my mind, I can remember back to WrestleMania 28 when we saw the Bellas choose different sides of the tag team match, which basically was SmackDown versus Raw, but it wasn't even that. I guess it was just Team Teddy versus Team Laurinaitis. People power. And that was, quickly extinguished after WrestleMania was over. Nobody wanted to see them fight then. I don't think anybody really wants to see them now. After listening to the Bellas, not the Bellas, only Brie was on there, on Talk is Jericho, talking about the reason why they left WWE before coming back for WrestleMania 29 was that they wanted to wrestle. They were sick and tired of basically just being used as models. They came to WWE, they got trained, they really liked what they did, but just WWE kept sticking them as, the girls that would help the guest hosts of Monday Night Raw. So many times you would see them, walk the guest host to the ring, and then they would just disappear. They were never used in angles. They were never used in matches. The closest we ever saw it was when they were going to fight Gail Kim over Daniel Bryan, and really that was just about it. They said they left just to show WWE, what they were missing. The phone call came that they wanted them to come in. They wanted them to be in a series of matches with the Funkadactyls in order to get them over. They wanted to kickstart off the Total Divas show, and they thought that they were girls that really could get viewership onto the product. But the whole thing with them, fighting with Jerry Springer and the brother JJ coming out, and I don't know, this is just garbage. It just honestly is. If you go back, I was fired up. Paige versus AJ, I had the highest expectations in the world for. Brie, who's not even involved in this match, going up against Stephanie McMahon, I thought was going to be one of the best matches of all time. I thought it could have main evented that pay-per-view if it wasn't for Cena versus Brock Lesnar with that kind of star power at the end. But if it was, Brock wasn't there, and, Cena versus anybody else, I think anybody there would have told you that that was the one match that people cared about more than anything else. People wanted to see Steph get into the ring. People wanted to see what Brie was going to do with her. I don't think you can spend as much time and be married to Daniel Bryan without learning a thing or two about rolling around inside of the ring. I thought that match was going to be more of a I guess you can say like an ECW chick fight, with the girls rolling around on the floor. It ended up being that Brie wanted to show Stephanie that she could wrestle. The story was Stephanie couldn't wrestle. She was out of her element. Maybe if she got a cheap shot in, she would be able to fight her way out of the problem, but she wasn't going to be able to straight up wrestle Brie. I think that honestly, when you look at what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight, they hyped up the big, tag team match, AJ and Brie going up against Nikki and Paige, and the Bellas started it off in the ring, and as Brie, charged at Nikki to get on this Bella feud, Nikki tagged out of the ring, and Paige just whooped up on Brie, showing that, she had a whole lot more experience. She was giving her headbutts and bear hugs, choking her out, and just basically she got the 1-2-3 as Nikki knocked AJ out of the ring, and she wasn't going to be able to make the save. It just shows you that they're trying to put off any contact between the Bellas. We've seen them roll around in the ring, but as far as in a real match, it's going to come. I'm not sure if it's going to be at Hell in the Cell or if it's going to be later. Definitely I don't want to see if they actually put the Hell in the Cell down for the Bellas feud. Good God, if John Cena has any push inside that company, I hope that they do it. I think that would rank up right there with the Kennel from Hell match, with the Big Boss Man going up against Al Snow back in the day. Definitely that would be something that is exciting. Honestly, I think definitely in this match, I think that there will be no finish. More than likely Paige will walk out. If anything, maybe AJ picks up the win. I don't think it's going to happen. But at one point, I think that Nikki is going to have the match in her hands. Brie is going to come down if she gets disqualified and the match is thrown out, or if she just makes sure that her sister doesn't get the win. I think that's the story where they're pushing it from there. Will they do, AJ versus Paige on a fourth straight pay-per-view? I hope. I mean, I have faith in this match, but I'm not sure where they would go from here. Maybe they would go to just a fatal four-way at the Hell in the Cell with all four girls actually getting invited to be in the match. But Stephanie set this up. This is Stephanie's problem. I think that Stephanie definitely could get involved in this match. I think that she's sort of old news to the Divas division. She put it out there on Instagram that her match with at SummerSlam was a character. And, she's still going to continue on her character, but I think that was basically saying that her wrestling days are done. She did the job that she set out to do to show her kids that she used to be able to get in the ring, and that was something that she does. It's not just something that their father, Triple H, does, but she's able to do it as well. Maybe there'll come a day when she, gets a storyline where it means she can get in the ring. It will be definitely used sparingly, but definitely, Stephanie in her pantsuit, she can get involved in this match as well. Is she that grateful to Nikki that she would give her the Divas Championship? I have seen a few videos of people saying that they think that could happen. I like to say that I hope that it won't, but you never know. This is the WWE, people.